confused because there were 3 different times going around. There's the time that the group is signed up for, which is 10 o'clock. And then there's the time that we actually meet, then the time that we had talked about meeting. So I was confused.
No worries. Right. And then, yeah, all I thought that was a group message yesterday, him asking if we could meet at 8. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll plan on 8. So I'm glad you texted me.
And then somewhere between then and now, he was accepted to Provo and dropped out.
Weird. Okay. Well.
For me. All right. So we are on the air. This is lesson 5. I'm here with Liz and Aaron. My name is Michael. And we're going to go over well, how do we start with this? I get my wires crossed between this and my stats class.
We usually just read off, like, number 1, I have this, number 2, and then we compare what we have different.
Sure. Okay. So number 1, GDP.
Oh, give me 1 sec. I'm sorry. 1 sec.
Sorry.
Okay. Ready. Go.
Number 1, GDP is used to measure, gross domestic product is used to blank. And I put, hang on a second.
You could just read through and do A, B, for each of the questions, and then we'll review the ones that we've got differently if you want, Michael.
All right, I have that one for that one I have A.
Okay.
I need my pen so I can mark any corrections. So do we want to just alternate every question?
That's fine. Usually whoever leads just reads off all of theirs. They're like 2A, 3A, 4A, and Perfect. Then we all compare after.
Okay. 2, according to the, 2, I have B.
Okay.
3, I have A. 4, I have D. 5, I have no answer.
I put B. What did you put, Liz?
I put B as well.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't answer that one. 6, I have C. 7, I have A. 8, I have a question mark.
Okay. I put D. What did you put on 8, Liz?
I put C.
Okay. So I've got some, we'll just come back to the ones we got at the end. So you can keep going, Michael.
Okay, A I have for 9.
Okay.
10 I have A. I'm sorry, 10 I have D. 11 I have A. 12 I have B.
B as in boy?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like these are not. I did this. Okay, the 13 I have C. 14 I have B. 15 I have a question mark.
I have C as in cat.
I put C as well. But I did write a question mark on that as well, so maybe if we can just review that when we get back to it as well.
Yep, I'm putting stars.
Okay.
Hang on, I need to open the other document. Okay, 16 I have C. 17 I have a question mark.
I put B. What did you put, Liz?
I put B as well.
Okay, and I still have a question mark on that one too.
This was a tough chapter.
Yeah, it was funny because when we started, Aaron was like, "How'd you do?" And I was like, "Oh, great, no problems." But apparently, a lot of problems. What's that?
Oh, did you say 18 already? Sorry.
Oh, no. 18, I have a question mark, but I have B.
I put B as well.
I have A.
Okay, we'll look at that one as well.
Yeah.
19. I have C. Actually, no, I'm sorry. 19, I have D.
Okay.
And 20, I have a question mark, but I'm going to read it real quick. I have D.
I put B. What did you put, Liz?
I have C.
All right, well, we'll go through and review. I've missed most of them. I think I got the same answers as you on 1 and 2, though, Michael. Did you get the same answers on 1 and 2, Liz?
A and B?
Sorry, give me 1 second. Ugh. Sorry, I started cooking before I realized it was going to be at 7 instead of 8. And it's just spaghetti, but I have to check the noodles. Okay. No, I actually have the answers on almost everything.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah. 1, I have B as a boy.
For number 1?
Yeah.
So gross domestic product. Let me pull up the textbook.
Yeah, you pull it up. I'm going to rotate my noodles. I'll still be here. You just won't see me.
You're fine. Good luck with the noodles.
So I'm pretty sure it is A on that one because the slideshows talked about how it's not a good measure of a society's economic well-being because it doesn't account for how well the households are living based on what they're making, so I'm pretty sure it is A on that one.
Yeah, and the notes that I have for that say that it groups the richest and the poorest people into the same kind of number, so it doesn't really give you an estimate of how the economy is doing, It's kind of the same thing you just said.
Right. The thing I found most interesting on the slides was it was going through and comparing GDP to like age expectancy and water quality and all of those things. And I was surprised at how high Bangladesh was on so many of those.
I know, because you think of Bangladesh, I don't know, at least to me, being uncultured, I just think poverty.
Yeah. And I mean, they're still behind us, but not by like as large a margin as you might expect.
Well, it turns out, because I have a friend that's from Bangladesh, and she tells me about it all the time. They have a lot of exports.
Yeah.
So, really quick, I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. So, on page 196 in the book, it says gross domestic product, which measures the total income of a nation. GDP is the most closely watched economic statistic because it is thought to be the best single measure of a society's economic well-being.
Really?
Wow. I think you just trumped us right there. I think you got that.
Yeah, that's interesting because the reason that we were thinking different was in the slides, it was, I'll read what it says in the slides here, but it was talking about the fact that it kind of groups the rich and the poor all together as an average.
Right. It's not a great measure, but it is the best measure we have available, is what my interpretation was. Like, it's not perfect, but it's, as far as everything that we have to use, it's the best.
That makes sense.
Interesting. All right. We'll go with B on that.
Number 1 is B. Number 2, Liz, are you ready for number 2, or are you doing the noodles? Number 2, according to the circular flow diagram I have, can be computed as the revenue firms receive from the sales of goods and services minus the payments they make to the factors of production.
This one was one I was a little bit confused on because in the chapter it talks about, like, when you look at that flow chart, it's, or like it says revenue. Well, let me see. GDP equals the total amount spent by households in the market for goods and services. It also, it equals the total wages, rent, and profit paid by firms in the market for the factors of production. So I was kind of confused because there was not, C has or in there, but it says the exact same thing. It's like, can be computed as either the revenue firms receive from sales of goods and services or as revenues they receive from sales of goods. And so I was like, did they mess up or am I just confused?
Well, I think the reason that I picked B on this one is because it has the revenue. So let's say, I don't know, let's say you make a sandwich and it costs you $5 to make it and you sell it for $10, then your profit is $5, and that's what we're going to be worried about the most. And so the reason I picked B is because it says it's the revenue that they receive minus the payments they make, and that's what they have to put back in their pocket.
Mm-hmm. And the description you just read, Liz, kind of sounded like it was saying, subtracting the payments they make for rent and other expenditures, and that's why I think the word minus is key in the answer.
Okay.
But it is tricky too because I had a question mark on that one.
Yeah. Can you read what you had read to us before real quick again, Liz? Because it sounded like it's almost saying minus, but just in different words.
Okay. So it says, I'm going to read this whole little paragraph. Households buy goods and services from firms, and firms use their revenue from sales to pay wages to workers, rent to landowners, and profit to firm owners. GDP equals the total amount spent by households in the market for goods and services. It also equals the total wages, rent, and profit paid by firms in the market for the factors of production.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So if their costs are $10 and the revenue is 15, how can it equal two different numbers?
Well, because if you look at it from the producer side of things, that amount is reported, and then if you look at it from the consumer side of things, like it's two separate sides to it. Sorry, I'm going to check the noodles again. That's my interpretation, but yeah, that question had me thrown, but I'm okay with B.
I don't know now. Now I'm kind of wondering because or kind of allows for both of those. What do you think?
Part of GDP is consumption.
It is.
But
yeah, if it had a question that said, let's see, revenues for firms receive from the sale of goods and services, or let's see, payments firms make to factors of production, I would have picked that, like no problem. But this kind of threw me, so I'm okay with B because I'm kind of stumped on it.
Do we only get one submission?
Huh?
You
only get one submission. I guess one person could submit and then be like, hey, I got this many wrong.
Sacrificial lamb.
We never know what we get wrong, though, is the thing, right?
Right.
mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, I don't know, you got me convinced on C now. So I'm going to put C.
Yeah. If it's C, then they worded it incorrectly on the homework. That's the only thing. So I don't know. Your call. I'm good to move forward, though. Up to you guys.
All right, question 3. GDP measures, I put income and expenditures A.
Okay.
I also have A.
Are we changing our answer to C on 2?
I did.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with C on 2. I mean, yeah, I think they're all kind of worded weird, but I guess the big thing here would be one of the categories of GDP is investment, and the equation for GDP is all addition. There's no subtraction.
Mm-hmm.
Besides being exports minus imports for the net exports, that's the only subtraction that it shows in there. So I guess we'll go C on 2. All right, 3.
If I convinced you guys wrong, I'm really sorry.
That's okay. So 3, I have A.
I also have A.
Okay, and I put D and then B with a question mark. So this is one that I didn't understand.
Let me look here.
Oh,
So
yeah. So it would be A.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good on that one.
Okay.
4, I have A. I actually have A. I think I said something different the first time.
I also have A.
Okay. Okay, so my only question on 4 is, could D be an answer as well? Because we do subtract imports from exports. So could it be income minus imports or not really?
I think it's just income.
It's exports minus imports, but I get what you're, well, yeah, that's the part of the formula, but I get what you're saying. I get that.
I don't know why I just have in my notes, in the GDP accounts, production equals income.
Okay. That makes me more confident on A, but I don't know.
Well, let's try to find it in the book or the PowerPoint.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Not to be contradictory, but I just know that the net exports,
Here
Yeah,
it is.
you're right.
exports minus imports, so that's why I'm.
Gross domestic product measures total income of everyone in the economy. That's from the PowerPoint. But GDP also measures total expenditure on the economy's output of goods and services. However, to think of it simply, GDP equals income, which equals expenditure. Because every dollar a buyer spends is a dollar of income for the seller. And so GDP equals income. That's just the way I had thought about it. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, I'll stick with income.
What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, we'll go with income. I still think that one's a poorly worded question as well, just because
They all are.
Yeah.
technically, I mean, GDP, part of gross domestic product is accounting for an area. And so if we're taking imports out of the picture, it may be a dollar earned for someone else, but that's going to a different economy. It's not staying within
Right.
the local economy, if that makes sense. So it sounds like the book is saying A. I wish it wasn't an answer, just because it seems like it still seems like it would make sense. But
I could see where it could be anything else if it didn't say production equals, but this is just production, and so the producers aren't going to minus imports. That would be the consumers.
yeah, that's true. I guess that is, yeah, production would be the key word there. Okay, yeah.
Sweet. And then number 5, I have B, but question mark next to that.
I have B as in boy.
Yeah, I have B as well.
Huh? I don't think we need to go any further with that one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we're good.
6.
That makes sense.
6, I have C as in cat, but a question mark.
I have D.
Okay. Yeah, I put C on this one.
So it says gross national product, which is GNP. And that one is, let me find it here. It's in the book, 1 second. I know where it's at, I just got to get to it. So GNP is total income earned by a nation's permanent residents called nationals. GDP, so it differs from GDP in that it includes income that our citizens earn abroad, excludes income that foreigners earn here. So the difference, so we know GDP is 200.
Plus 9 minus 5.
Yep, you got it.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Liz.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you for that. That was right on the head. All right. Question 7. A farmer sells 5 pounds of pecans to a Smith's fresh pecan. Okay, the question I have, the answer is A, but
I have B as in boy.
also a question mark.
What do you have, Aaron?
For 7,
Yeah.
I put D.
So I'll tell you guys how I did it, and then you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Sure.
So a farmer sells 5 pounds for $10. That is the, I can't remember what it was called. It's like the in-between sale. It's the intermediate sale or whatever, because that's not the final product. So that one I canceled out. Smith's is the final product because they give it to the consumers. So Smith's sells Resales 3 pounds for $4.50. $4.50 times 3 is $13.50. And the remaining pecans are shelled and canned and sold for a total of $8. And there was 2 pounds remaining, so $16. And then that totals $29.50. Is that
So $4.50 per pound. The
yeah?
remaining
$4.50 for 3 pounds,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then 2 pounds for $8. So that's how I did it. It doesn't mean it's right. That's what I did.
Okay, so yeah, 3 pounds are being sold at $4.50, and then the other ones are being sold at 18.
Mm-hmm.
And that
8.
I'm sorry, 8. Sorry, and you just add that up and you get $29.50. What do you think, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm still looking at this.
What you doing? Sorry.
So when you got $29.50, Liz?
I did. So
And I just followed
$4.50
your thought process.
times 3 is $13.50. And then there's 2 pounds remaining. And those 2 pounds. Oh, you know what? Let me see. The remaining pecans are shelled and canned and sold for a total of $8.
Okay, so now that I'm
specified that. So okay, so total of $8. So
$21.50.
8 would be the $21.50.
yeah, so
Yeah.
it is C then.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good point that the farmer selling is the intermediate goods and only the final goods are included in GDP, so it is C.
Yeah, I think C is correct. They worded that very tricky.
Yeah, that was tricky.
Mm-hmm. I don't like how much this chapter is like reading the question.
Yeah.
I hate story questions.
They just try to get you the whole time.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Question 8. 8. I have a star next to that because we all disagreed.
Oh, awesome. I can explain my answer if you guys want, or.
Well, this is another one that I messed up on because of the intermediate goods. So.
Oh, okay.
So I had put D, but I see where I messed up now.
I put D as well. Liz, how did you get your answer?
So yeah, the 3 million is not counted because it's intermediate, and then Big Flake cereal actually produces and sells the cereal to consumers. They produce $8 million worth. With sales to households during their year at 7 million. The 1 million remains in their inventory, but inventory counts as I'm trying to remember it, but it counts as a
deduction?
Investment?
Oh, inventory is under investment. Yeah, so that's why I got 8.
Yeah. And either way, it's still produced within that year.
Right.
It's always within a year. So yeah, C makes sense to me.
Okay.
You get the same, Andrew? Or sorry, Michael.
Yeah, now that makes a lot of sense now, especially since we're not counting the original 3 million because it's intermediary.
Okay.
Cool. Question 9, I have A.
I have B as in boy.
Okay.
What did you have, Aaron?
I had put A as well, but let me see.
Let's reread this.
And I put A because number 2 is purchases of newly constructed homes. So I would think that would be
another wording thing.
instead of investment. But I mean, another part of the question that they don't give to us is generally a newly constructed home is going to be purchased by a real estate agent who's then going to sell the home to an actual buyer. But I don't know. Face value, it looks like A to me.
I never thought of it that way. That's actually a really good point.
But again, I don't know if they're going that deep with their.
Yeah.
Anything could happen at this point.
Yeah.
In the book, so this is what makes me think that it's not A, but you tell me. Consumption is spending by households on goods and services with the exception of purchases of new housing.
Oh, wow. That's a...
Yeah, so it new houses are considered an investment, I think. Yes. So that's why I have B. Because I'm pretty much sticking to the book as best I can.
And that would kind of go with Aaron's theory, because if they resell the house that they buy, then that's what an investment is. They want to get more money out of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we all agree there.
We're good on B.
Yep, question 10, I have B.
Okay.
I also have B.
Aaron, you have B?
I put A, but.
Wait,
Oh,
what's
yeah.
the
No,
A and B?
my bad. It's B. Definitely B. I just misread the answers.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay.
Okay. 11, I have A.
Uh-huh.
We all good there?
Yeah, we all put A.
Okay. 12, I got different. I have D as in dog.
I put
D as in boy.
For 12.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess domestic purchases of foreign goods would be pretty much
Yeah.
the only possible option, which would be 120.
Yeah, that's why I have D, like nothing else counted.
Right. And you don't subtract anything from imports, so.
Mm-mm.
Right, when you're just figuring out imports, if that's the only thing you're figuring, then yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're all good with that one then, I think.
Okay. 13, I got different than you. I have A.
The GDP deflator for years subsequent to the base year measures the change in nominal GDP from the base year that cannot be attributable to a change in real GDP.
Yeah,
What? Sorry, what letter did you put?
I had put C.
Okay. What did you put, Aaron?
I had put D. But in my, to my discredit, I didn't find this answer. So this is a questionable one for me.
Let
Put a question mark.
Got it. Give me one sec here.
Oh, and that's what I was most confused, because nominal accounts for a change in prices, right? And real GDP does not account for prices.
So nominal GDP, the only thing I have regarding prices is inflation.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Okay. Values output using current prices.
Oh, okay. So page 206. It's about 2/3 of the way down. It says the GDP deflator for subsequent years measures the change in nominal GDP from the base year that cannot be attributable to a change in real GDP.
Yep, that's A.
Okay. Yeah, part of my problem on some of these last few questions here is I got most of the way through the quiz thinking the inverse of what nominal and real was. I thought real accounted for the change in prices and nominal did not account for change in price. So that's some of these questions I got wrong will be because of that.
No worries. Okay, we good for 14?
I have B for 14.
I had D.
I put C, but
Okay.
one that I did that I was calculating nominal wrong.
So let's go through it together then. See what we end up at.
Okay.
So it says, quantities and prices of these goods for the last several years are shown below. They changed every year besides 2016 and 2017. For movies, at least. And the nominal GDP is factoring current prices and values outputted at those prices. So the question is asking, in which year was the country's nominal GDP the highest?
So if we do current prices, then for, let's see, sorry, mine is split. So for movies, 2014, I have 5,000. 2015, I have 6,600. 2016, I have 7,800. And 2017, I have 7,500. And then, oh, I'm sorry. Am I cutting you off? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You sure? Do you want me to keep going or no?
Yeah, so the way that you just did that,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually think to do it to even just, wow, I just looked at 650 being, 650 times 12, but still ended up working out. And that would justify 2017. Did you go through the prices with the popcorn and quantities as well?
Yeah, and then you add them together. So you do price times quantity, and then price times quantity, and you add them together.
Okay.
And then if you do that, then 2017 has $13,050. And that's higher than all the rest if you do it that way.
And that's the way to do it. Aaron, does that make sense to you? Because that took me a second.
Hold on, I'm just adding this up. So nominal GDP, it's going by year and by price according to that year. So just if I'm following this correctly, Liz, so we do for 2014, we'd have 10 times 500 which is 5,000 plus 5 times 1,000, which is 5,000. So 2014 should be 10,000.
Yep.
2015 should be 11,200. Is that what you got for 2015?
15, I got 10,200. Let me look here.
Okay.
6,600 and 3,600.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, so that would be 10,200. Okay.
Then 2016, I got 12,550. And then 2017, I got 13,050.
I don't know why. You got what for 2017?
$13,050.
Sorry. I just want to run through this, make sure.
No worries.
I'm in agreement with 2017. I just followed that process, and the math adds up.
Okay.
Yeah. 2017.
Okay.
It's good that we're working these out because it was like Chinese at first.
Yeah, they were definitely challenging. 15, I have C.
I put C as well, but I put a question mark by it.
So for 15, what I did was I did the price times quantity for each year and added them up. and then just to get those percentages, did some division between the years. Let me recheck my math because I should be in agreement with you guys.
What did you get on 15?
I have A, but that doesn't make sense.
And you remember use the base price, right?
I think so. I'm gonna double check. I'm almost done.
Okay.
So 581.5, 682, 952.5, and 1325.4. You guys said it was C, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what that changes. Almost done. Yeah, okay, 15.4%.
Okay. And 16, I have B as in boy.
I have B as in boy for that one.
Wait, 15 you got B?
Yes.
No, 15 we have C, 16 we have B.
Yeah, 16 is B, 15 is C now that I just did the math.
Okay, hold on. So, yeah, in 16, wait, what did I put that for 16? 16 I had difficulties with as well because I wasn't getting any of these same percentages as they were because you use the GDP deflator to calculate it, right?
Right. So I figured out nominal for 2009 and 2010, and then I figured out real for 2009 and 2010. And well, there obviously 2010 was missing, so that was X. And then I did deflator for 2009 and 2010, and then I plugged it into the deflator formula and had X for real for 2010, and then I calculated it and got 135 for real.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I thought for some reason when you do, hold on. Let me get back here to GDP deflator. So I thought in the initial year that you calculated, it was just always going to be 100 for the GDP deflator. So that it would have started 2010 at 100, and then the following year would be, whatever. I can't remember what number I got for that one.
85. So 85 for 2010 and 100 for 2009.
Okay. So wait, for 2009?
2009, the deflator was 100, and 2010, the deflator was 85.
Sorry, so how did you get 2009?
It's given in the question. So it says it also reported a GDP deflator of 85 in 2010 and 100 in 2009.
Oh, right. Sorry. I was looking at number 17 for some reason. Wait, so what did you put for 16?
B as in boy?
I also have B as in boy.
Yeah, I'm good at that one. With that one, sorry. The one that I wasn't. That was
17.
Number 17. Yeah.
17 I have B as well though.
Okay. Yeah, and I got B as well, but I never did get the math to add up for that one.
You want to work through it?
Yeah.
All right, so it says the table below contains the data for Batterland, which produces waffles and pancakes. Use 2013 as the base year. And it gives you price and quantities for waffles and pancakes. The country's inflation rate from 2010 to 2011 was. And hang on, definition. Let me pull up my notes. Yeah, so it's a increase in prices and fall in the purchasing value of money. And we can see in 2010, for $2 you can get 80 waffles, and for $1 you can get 100. 2011 you can get 100 waffles for $2 and 120 pancakes for $2. And so the purchasing power increased.
Mm-hmm.
And then to find that percentage, man, I wish I had my notes.
So while you're looking, do you care if I jump in a little bit?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So I found the nominal and the real because, the deflator needs both of those. So, you do the $2 times 80 is 320 plus $1 times 100. Well, yeah. And then you do the real, which is, since our base is 2013, I'm sorry, I said one of the numbers wrong, but the 2013, it's the $4 times 80, which is the 320, sorry. And then $3 times 100. So nominal is 260 for 2010, real is 620, and the deflator is 41.9. And then for 2011, I did the same thing, found the nominal and the real. Deflator, I found 57.9. And then for the inflation, I did 57.9 minus 41.9 divided by 41.9 times 100 is 38.2%.
Okay, so, and that's just because the base year is 2013.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's the real GDP because it's not factoring in those changes. Right?
All right.
All right. 18. I have a star next to that one. I think we were all getting different answers for that.
I have A.
I have B as in boy. So it looks like we agree on the inflation rate.
Yeah. So when you take that inflation rate and then you look, so if in 75 we have $3,000, so if we just take the inflation rate to see how much that would go up, 3,000 times 0.25 is 750, and that takes it to the 3750 on 76.
But there's a deflator there.
Didn't change. At least that's how I did it.
Right. Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. You good, Aaron?
What was the answer you got for that one again?
A.
As an apple.
Okay. Sorry. Can you
Okay.
explain that one more time, Liz?
Yeah. So you find the inflation rate. Do you agree with that part already?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you want me to explain it? Okay. So inflation rate.
Okay, and the inflation rate I thought was already given to us because we can find inflation through the GDP deflator, and they already gave us the answers to those ones in the right column. It's 120 in 1975 and 150 in 1976, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you do,
and that's a difference of 30% unless we don't go year to year on that. We just go from the base year.
So the inflation rate is the GDP deflator for year 2, which is 1976, minus the GDP deflator for year 1. So there's your 30. Then you divide that by GDP deflator for year 1. So you divide 30 by 120, which is 3 over 12 or 1 over 4. And then you times that by 100. And then so you get 25% for the inflation.
Okay. I don't get that one, but I'll study it later.
Okay.
Are you sure we could? Well, yeah. I mean, let me see if
I don't know, because they give an example in the slide show, and it's just not like that at all. So I'm sure the book has something different, and I'll just study the book instead of the slideshow next time.
Okay.
So 19, I have D, GDP per person. Oh, GDP per person. Yeah, I guess I have that as the whole economy, but it has to be an average.
I have C, and in the book,
I just noticed the per person part.
Yeah, per person. GDP per person tells us the income and expenditure of the average person in the economy.
That makes sense.
That's on page. Do you guys have an actual copy of the book?
No, I just have the.
I give you the page number.
I don't.
Anyway, it's on page 208, but.
Aaron, do you agree with that for 19?
I put C, yeah. Yeah, that made the most sense to me.
Yeah, I guess my mistake. Yeah, these questions, if you don't read them perfectly, that's what I'm scared the exam is going to be like.
Me too. Yep, I agree.
All right.
20?
20, I actually have C.
Me too.
And that's straight out of my notes.
Okay, so we good?
Yep, ready to submit?
Awesome. I haven't been putting them in, so if you submit, tell me what we get.
You got it.
Oh, wait. I didn't put the answer for 5 for some reason. Oh, it was, I don't know why I didn't put that. You got 100?
Yep.
Sweet.
All right, I like our little group.
Yeah.
We're small, but we're fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, fierce, definitely. All right. Thanks for hosting, Michael.
Yeah, no problem.
You want to take it next week, Aaron?
Yeah, I'll do it next week.
Okay.
Perfect. You have my number. I think we've got everyone's number, so we're good to go.
Okay.
All right, I'll post it in the discussion board. I'll see you guys later.
Okay, see ya. Bye-bye.